And welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2 with me, the Luminary. Last time when we're here, we talked about the different user interface objects that were offered in this game, all the information that Paradox gives us, sometimes too much, sometimes not enough. I think that the way that I'm going to start this today, I'm going to address these alliance offers, and then we'll take a look at the budget, see if we can get things going. But please keep in mind the fact that this game is a lot of boring with short periods of really crazy excitement sort of dotted through. So I may just cut some of the boring stuff out. I may just talk. We'll see how that goes. But we'll go through Ecuador. Ecuador, I think, is over here somewhere. Yeah, Ecuador's there, and they border us, and they're small. So I think that we're going to actually decline their offer of alliance. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from playing this game, I have noticed that, or at least I believe I've noticed that other countries seem to look lower on you if you declare war on someone who you've had alliance with. So like you attacking your friends. Um, Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I'm going to decline their offer because I'm going to invade them eventually. So they're not going to be with my alliance here. Uh, Chile, I will actually ally with because out of all the countries to take over, I found Chile and Venezuela to be the hardest. Chile because of the mountains and lack of supply. Venezuela just because they have a strong power base and it just wasn't worth my time. So, and I may just change my mind in the future, but for now, I'm going to ally with Chile. And oh, Paraguay is, I believe, right there. So prime for the taking. I am not going to ally with them because they will probably become my first um, Brazilian conquest. So that's good. Let's take a look at the budget here. Everything looks okay. Uh, I really strongly suggest not making too many massive changes to the budget just off the start, as things can get really swinging, especially at the start of the game. Um, our goals will be to get education to full, administration to full, military spending. We'll kind of go back and forth depending on what type of actions we're taking. If we're being in a war or whatnot, we're going to be tariffing a lot with low taxes. Is kind of the idea here. But right off the start, you can't really do too much. You don't want to over stress anything. I will put some money into administration, some money into education, but I don't want to do anything too drastic. You'll notice that we were getting 44 pounds per turn. That's going to change very quickly. I do not know how this game sets up the very starting economy, but I'll tell me it. I'll tell you it's not realistic in any way. I think it's there just to mess with you. So let's start the simulation here, and I'll speed it up a bit, and we'll see what happens. See, as it just drops immediately. I only spent a few dollars, and it cut it in half. So that's. Oh, and I always forget this. Encourage immigration on our capital here. Just trying to bring more people to Brazil who are immigrating from Europe. That's important because we want to try to get um, our population higher. Oh man, this is not looking great. Let's pull off some of the money for our military. I'm actually going to disband some of this stuff here. Disband that unit. Okay, so that helped a bit. And just trying to trim a lot of the fat in the inefficiencies of this country. See, we're still paying a huge amount of money for that. Education's fairly necessary though, although we may have to trim it. Just it's one of those things we have to do. We're getting very little money from everyone. This is not ideal. this down. Bring that down a little bit. Bring that down. Down. Bring this up. And this is going to be a lot of just sort of playing around, I think. Just until we can get sort of on our feet. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Paraguay has offered an alliance again. We're going to keep declining until things sort of level out, I think, and then we'll deal with them. We'll just take a look at our military spending. I'm just going to cut all of our military spending for now, and we'll pull a bit of our education. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and who is this? Uruguay. So Paraguay and Uruguay. Oops. Okay, Paraguay's there, Uruguay's here. Both are going to get captured, not going to be allies. Venezuela, absolutely. So that's our power base right now. Chile, Brazil, Venezuela. Maybe Colombia, depending on how things go. We're finally in the green again. Ecuador. We're gonna be pestered by them quite a bit as they see us as a very strong person or nation, I guess. They're gonna try to ally with us as much as possible because they see the writing on the wall. They know what's up. Sheesh. Down a bit. Need to get our economy going. Very frustrating. What's going on here? Running. This is kind of what I mentioned last episode. These are all factories that investors want to build. This shows how much money they need, and this is how much money they've raised. And they will have like dozens and dozens in here, and maybe one or two will actually get the money. They'll build the factory, and then it'll go bankrupt, and then they'll add it here again. It's just ridiculous. I don't really understand that uh, why they do that, but it's what they do. So most of this here is just going to be sort of waiting for our population to get to where we want it to go, encouraging production, encouraging economic growth. So it's not going to be too exciting for you to watch. So I'm going to cut it out. And we'll be back when I've got some more exciting stuff to show you. So one of those exciting things had just happened here. These are random events that show up every once in a while. So border incident, the 24th of November in 1836. One of our citizens was arrested today by police in a neighboring country, charged with spying on their defensive installations along our mutual border. The only problem with the arrest is that the citizen in question was arrested contrary to claims made by our neighbor on our side of the border. The local chief of police has demanded from his colleague on the other side of the border that the Brazilian national be immediately released and that Brazil be issued an official apology. Normally, there's a lot more options here that have like different pros and cons. But because of the situation here, there's only one option. My statement would be, regardless of their actions, this can be used as a justification for war. And this is actually really the way that war happens in this game. Casus Belli, I believe it's how it's pronounced. That is a legal justification for war. If you have a legal justification for war, then other countries don't get involved. They don't want to go to war, and they will only go to war if it's if it makes political sense for them, just like in real life. And so they're not going to get involved in disputes that sounds justified. So that's a way you can avoid becoming a warmonger, is getting these Cassius Belli. So this is actually a really cool random event. I kind of wish it would have happened a few years from now, just so that I would have had a good military take advantage of it. I'll take a look. Paraguay's pretty weak, and since I have Cassius Belli, they won't their allies won't really come to help them either. So we'll see. I'll take a look. But I just wanted to show you this, and if I get any more, I will let you know. And welcome back. Some interesting things have happened here. I decided to declare war on Paraguay. It so far has been working out. I've occupied this province and this province, and I'm going to be swinging my other military down to occupy this province. The way that wars work in this game, when I declared war on them, I indicated that I wanted to acquire this province, the Paraguayan Mato Grosso, and because I have Casas Belli to do so, it was completely legitimate. You know, everything was fine. But when you go in and occupy these provinces, it doesn't mean you own them. Legally, they still feel that they need to liberate them. And so the way to get them to stop trying to liberate them is for them to agree to peace, which you use the proposed peace button. I just tried it and they turned me down. That's why you can't click on it right now. But basically what happens is your war has a certain amount of score, and the demands you are trying to make require a certain amount of score, plus or minus your relations. And if you make that amount, then they accept it, and then they legally state, okay, well, it's your area. Please don't kill us. So that's the way that this is sort of working right now. Unfortunately, these guys, Paraguay and Uruguay, I knew that they would go both declare on me when I declared on Paraguay. What I didn't really see coming was Peru jumped into the war, so I got Chile and Venezuela involved. So now it's kind of becoming a good old rumble. So the Brazilian liberation of Paraguay and Mato Grosso war between Brazil, Chile, and Venezuela, and Paraguay, Peru, and Uruguay. We are 6%. Um, we have more war score than they do, so we're actually winning, which is good, but not by a huge margin. And Peru just jumped in, so we'll see how that goes. I will keep you updated as things progress. All right, and just like that, Paraguay has offered peace, and they have given us the Mato Grosso. I know that's sort of insignificant, but our honor was on the line. They came across our border, took our national, and arrested him. So we needed to show them that we are the Brazilian Empire, and we don't take shit from little countries. Something negative happened here while I had my military so far in the south. Our old friends, the Netherlands, declared war, and they're actually demanding this entire chunk of Para, or Pere maybe? And I said no. So they said, okay, well, we'll fight you for it. So I got to get my military up there ASAP, because they're going to start landing stuff, and I'm really nervous about. So they've got a fleet over here as well. I was really hoping that something like this wouldn't happen while I was fighting in the interior, but I hate this game sometimes. That's just the way it goes. These countries are always looking for, you know, it's the bigger fish trying to fight off the little fish, just like what I was doing. They want a piece of Brazil, so, you know, I'm doing the best I can, but I think this is going to be the end of this episode. I will let you know how things go, and we'll see you next time on Let's Play Victoria 2 with me, the Luminary. Have a good night.